Only star. Really cool horn section in this song. Forever. Now the mood totally changes right here. Nope, right here. That weird keyboard sound. Dude, it sounds like a creepy hip-hop song. Awesome vocal melody. Listen to those harmonies right there, dude. Sound damn good, man. There's some piano in there, actually. Really kind of faint in the mix, but there's piano. And those drums sound really fantastic, dude. Again, just a really dirty hip-hop sounding drums. Awesome reverb and echo on his vocal right there. Awesome use of panning on the vocals right there. And also, I feel like there was a filter effect on there with the EQ. Very cool. So damn good, dude. Again, a really good song. And as I was saying, for Forever, it's got that dirty hip-hop feel to it, which is really cool. But then the choruses with those vocals are so intense. And like I was saying, there's harmony through the entire friggin' chorus. Not only that, but there's some really interesting melodies, especially around that weird keyboard part. That keyboard part is so creepy sounding, in my opinion. It sounds like something that'd be in a horror movie. But then on top of that, you got that hip-hop beat. You've got some awesome harmonies, really nice vocals. So let's check out the lyrics for that song. Girl, you know you got me up. Believe me, my heart is racing like crazy. That's all mine. Yeah, I'm wondering. And found the pinball. Make me feel so. Nothing can compare with how you make me feel. So this is kind of like a dark love song, which is interesting. Like an obsession love song. Or maybe a relationship that's not very good. That's destructive. Cool lyrics for this one too. Let's move on to Boomerang. For the original release, it would go into Diamond, but it goes into Boomerang on this, which I do like the Boomerang song. It kind of keeps with the Power idea with that video gamey kind of sound. A little bit less than Power, but... And I love these keyboards right here. These are more like of an 80s sounding keyboard, you know what I mean? It's got a sequence kind of thing going on in the background and then some melody. It's very cool. And I love that bass, you guys. That synth bass, it's totally from the 80s. Sounds so cool. Heavy 80s vibe in this song, which I really like. I think it's cool. I love that tic-tac-toe. That's definitely a vocoder right there. You can hear that sequence in the background, those keyboards in the back of the mix. Sounds really cool. Boomerang has a total 80s vibe going on there. Like, it's like a mixture of like Styx and the Bee Gee Boys, I said. It's like a mixture of Styx and the Bee Gees, which is really cool. Love both groups. Very cool sound going on for this song, and those synthesizers are really badass. The bass synthesizer is very funky sounding. Love that about it. You might hear some stuff using that kind of synthesizer in like a Daft Punk album. The vocals sound fantastic. They're not like overly done, and they don't need to be, but they also have some parts where they're kind of growly sounding, which is cool. Let's check out the lyrics. I try to leave, but turn back. I throw myself far away, but in the end, boomerang. That's cool, man. So even when you're trying to get away from someone in this relationship or whatever it is, maybe you just love this person or like this person a lot, and you want to get away from them because you can't have them or you shouldn't, but you still keep coming back. So that's like kind of like the lyrics for this. It's interesting. The last 3 songs are kind of love songs, but cool. Very cool. I'm into love songs, so I'm cool with it. Let's move on to Diamond. First of all, that piano sounds really beautiful, and then it sounds like a distorted guitar. I'm not sure if it is. It might be a synthesizer that just sounds like a distorted guitar, but man, that sounds epic. I love that little bit of like an Indian kind of influence in that melody. Very cool. Now this part's interesting, this melody. Shining just like a diamond, shining like a diamond. I think it's really cool and creepy sounding. So it's interesting to change those melodies, those scales that they're using. Very cool. Beautiful, beautiful melodies. They're going in and out into different scales, and I love that. And I love this part where he's like a what? It's so cool, you know? Got that hip hop attitude when he's doing that. Shining like a diamond. Love the ending, whispering the lyrics. That's so cool, man. Very cool song. And the melodies, there's so many different vocal melodies going on in that song. And they're really going in between different scales, which is really cool. Well, I wonder if... Holy shit. A lot of people worked on this one. It makes sense. If you look at the bottom where it says like all the directors and everybody who worked on this. There's a lot listed. But again, I feel like it doesn't tell you who the musicians were. It's kind of a bummer. I don't know. But I will say who it's composed by. Composed and arranged by Harvey Mason Jr., Michael Riot Wyckoff, that's cool, Britt Burton, and Patrick J.Q. Smith, and last but not least, Dwayne Whitmore. So a lot of people worked on this song, and you can tell. There's just so many different things going on with the melodies, with the changes and everything. That's very cool, man. All right, let's check out these lyrics. Measure the worth. It's a clearer chance. How dare you compare me? Ooh. Blow up right in front of you. We glow up. Everyone wants me. That's kind of a cool thing. So it's like kind of reversing that love role that we were seeing in the last song where that person's chasing after someone trying to get away. In this, it's kind of like there's people that want him, and he's kind of like, I know I'm a badass, and you're not getting me, which is kind of a cool concept for lyrics. I like it. Let's move on to Touch It. So awesome organ for that bass line right there. Doo, 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 doo. Very cool. A nice low kick drum. Very flat sounding. Awesome like R&B friggin' background vocals right there with those harmonies. They sound great. Oh, listen to that bass. Doo, 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 doo. Touch it, baby. So I love the funkiness of this song too, man. It's got a little bit of like a, I don't know how to really say it, man. It's just got that funky dancey vibe, but it's a little more of like a live band dancey. And you got those, the boy band harmonies right here, you know what I mean? And I love that. Just really good vocal skills and really nice harmonizing. Really nice harmonizing on this song. There's also some synthesizer horns in there, which sound really cool. I love that vocal. Such a baby. So good. Such a baby. It's just so funky and just real, you know? The bass sounds fantastic in this song. Awesome harmonies right there, man. They're not super in the mix, but they sound so great. Those vocal harmonies. Badass bass. Really good vocals too. I wish it would say who the bass player was, man. Got those like 70s sounding keyboards with that funky ass bass, man. Ugh, love that song. The vocals are fantastic in this. It's got like that classic boy group or guy group of vocalists with really nice harmonization going on in this song and really funky vocals, funky ass bass, man. The bass in this is super funky and just sounds so good. I wish I knew who played bass on it. There's a lot of people listed in here, but it doesn't say who played what or did what. For Touch It, again, we have a lot of people for the composition and arrangement. Carlos Beatty, Stephen Beatty, maybe they're brothers or something. David Delenzian, the flip tones. I don't know. Chaz Mishan, the flip tones. I should look up who these people are. A lot of people working on this. Let's check out the lyrics. Your sexy hand gestures. Baby, your hand gestures. It's obvious I want you. Lost hand gestures, baby. My hand gesture. Interesting. Okay, so it's another love song. It's a little bit on the sexier side and saying what you like about somebody, if you know what I'm saying. That's cool, man. I like that. All right, you guys, very good song. Let's move on to Chill. I don't know if you guys noticed, but right in the intro there, those keyboards are kind of going a little bit back and forth in between the left and right ear. Very cool. And also there's some echo going on them as well. Love the chorus here. You got that movement of those chords. You got like a chimey keyboard and then really smooth vocals, man. Again, a little bit of like an R&B kind of vibe for those vocals. Awesome. So right there, I don't know if you guys really noticed that, but in the production, they kind of like stopped all of the music and they're like, and then goes back in. It's cool. That's cool sounding. I think that might be used with the vocoder as well, actually. Maybe, because it has those vowel sounds. If you want to get an idea of what I'm talking about, that kind of vocoder, kind of vowel sounding keyboard part right here, check out Robot Rock by Daft Punk. I love that vocal roll. It's beautiful sounding. So good, you guys. Another really great song. And those vocals shine the most for me, and that it's really cool because there's those vocoders, but that vocal roll is so good. No, you know, it just sounds good. Let's look up the lyrics for Chill. You're beautiful, that's why I'm afraid. A deep trap, you're looking at me. I'm already tied up and going to you. It's interesting. It's almost like a continuation or a prequel, lyrically speaking, of Touch It. Chill and Touch It kind of seem like they're a long story being told, which is really cool. I like that. Interesting thing to do. Let's go on to Walk On Memories. Awesome use of a shaker, and that piano, man, it sounds like it's in a really big room. Sounds like it was recorded far away from the piano. It sounds cool. If you guys listen closely, again, in the background of the mix, there's like a keyboard that's going up and down, a sequence. So this song has a really nice, again, like a little bit of an R&B ballad kind of feeling, and I like that. You can really picture this song in like a Korean drama, like at the end credits or something, or like in the middle when someone walks away from you. Let's check out the lyrics for that, and then we got the last song. From what I see, the lyrics are very pretty. Again, it's kind of like a love story, and it kind of is kind of like, sounds like a drama. You know what I mean? Very cool song. I like it. And it's got that ballady R&B vibe to it, boys to men kind of a feel. I love that these guys can really do that soulful R&B kind of vocal, and their harmonies sound fantastic, and they show it off in this song for sure. Let's go on to Going Crazy. Love the strings in this. Sound very cool. Very intense strings going on. Again, really, really nice vocal melodies and a lot of strength in their vocal on this. I love that cool melody going on there with that xylophone or whatever that is. Sounds very, very interesting. Oof. That's what I'm talking about right there. We just got an example of that soulful vocal. And actually, it sounds like they're using a similar keyboard to what they used in the Eve for that lower bass tone. Interesting, in this song, it sounds like there's little hints of the other songs within this one, which is pretty awesome, how they're kind of like recalling back a little bit. Awesome keyboards during this part right here, this like breakdown part. The keyboards sound fabulous, man. Really intense. Love how that happens right there. That's a cool production technique with that echo is kind of fading in and just getting longer and longer and longer until it's kind of interrupting each other, which is very cool. I said cool a lot during this review. I'm very sorry about that. My vocabulary is not as limited as it seems. It's just I'm thinking a lot, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I'm thinking about. Now, let's get to the actual album review. That was kind of like the listen. I'll read the lyrics real quick, and then we'll dive into more of what I thought of this album, which songs I liked the best, and we'll do that. Okay, so this is the lyrics for Going Crazy. It pushes up to me like thickening fog, cutting off my breath. It's killing me. These infected wounds are getting deeper. They keep aching, but it was you. The nightmarish day comes to mind. I tell myself it won't be like that this time. You're fading away. Don't know what you want. The thick fog clears up and everything's clear. The traces of your lies passing by like a strip of film. I hate you. Going crazy. All that's left for me is your deep scars. So that's the end of the relationship, basically, that I feel like they were talking about. Very cool. And I like the fact that those last few songs kind of all flow together. It's like it's telling a story. Touch It is like the middle where you're all in love with somebody. Chill is like before everything. And then goes something like that. It's like a movie, man. It's pretty cool if you read the lyrics. It's pretty interesting. Now, let me tell you what I think of this album. I already loved The War. I thought that this was a really fantastic album. The way that the Eve flowed into Coco Bop, just the different sounds that you have going on and how the songs flowed together, I really enjoyed. So the reason why I kind of listened back to this and was kind of, I don't know, they added Power, they added Boomerang, and they added Sweet Lies, right? Power, Sweet Lies, and Boomerang. I love Power. I think it's an absolutely just a great song. I really do. I think the placement's a little weird, but maybe because I've listened to The War so many times. Same with Sweet Lies. I think that they do add to this album for sure. I just don't know if I would have put them at track 2 and 3, maybe a little bit later. With that being said, though, I think Boomerang fits in between Forever and Diamond. I actually do think that that fits pretty perfectly. My favorite tracks on this album are a little bit hard to pick, but I'll try. The Eve, I like it because it's very powerful sounding, and I like the fact that it's a little bit heavy sounding as well. It's got a little bit of an industrial vibe to it, and I love the vocals. Coco Bop is a very interesting song to me, and I like that song a lot as well. I like funky songs, and it's got this weird funky vibe to it. It sounds like a mixture of like a funk song with a new age kind of like, I guess, EDM, but not really. It's just got an interesting danciness to it, and it's very unique in my opinion. With its sound, with its lyrics, with its vocals, with the instrumentation, I just think it's a very unique song and a very special song. So Coco Bop is one of my favorites for sure. Then we go on to What You Do. That is definitely one of my favorites of this album. I think it's one of the strongest songs on the album. I honestly do. It's very, very poppy, but it's very strong as well. And I think that What You Do could have been a single for sure. It's unfortunate that it wasn't actually, because I think it has a strong potential of being a really good single. So I do want to mention that. I do want to say that about that song. And whenever that song comes on my playlist, I freak out. I love it. And I sing along with it. I'm moving, you know what I mean? And that's always a good thing to have with a song. Power is also one of my favorites. So it's interesting because that was an added on song. But that has such a great feeling to it. The keyboards are absolutely fantastic. I love how it sounds like an old school video game. I really do. Now, I might be biased because I love old school video games and I love nostalgia, and it kind of gives me that feeling of a Super Nintendo. But not only that, the guy's vocals sound so sincere and so real, and I love that about it. Not only that, but they have such an uplifting feel to the entire song. The vocals, the instrumentation, how everything goes into that chorus so brightly. And I love that about Power. So I did like the other songs, but those are probably my four favorites. Four favorites, right? Coco Bop, Power, The Eve, and What You Do. Those are probably my four favorites off this album. But I gotta tell you guys, I liked all the songs. I think all the songs are really damn good on this album. And not only that, but I think that the vocal skills that these guys possess, they shine like a diamond. They shine like crazy on this album. And if you really listen to some of the harmony parts that they do, some of the different vocal techniques that they use, some of the grit that they give in their vocals, and some of the just really powerful vocals that they're just kind of like really like, they're not screaming them out, but they're really pushing them out and you can feel it. It's showcased a lot on this album. And I like the fact that the album flows well together, even though the songs don't sound alike at all. Actually, the three songs that were introduced, like Power and Boomerang, they've got a little bit of a similarity, a little bit, not much, but a little bit. Sweet Lies, not at all. Sweet Lies doesn't sound like anything else on this album, I don't think. But seriously, I think all these songs sound very unique from each other, so it's interesting that they flow so well on this album. So what I want to say to finish this, and maybe we can look through this, I think maybe we'll put some images of this throughout me talking and listening to the music. But what I want to say about this album is it's fantastic, and I really enjoy listening to it. If you haven't listened to this album yet, hopefully you've listened along with me, and hopefully you'll purchase this album. I don't think you'll regret it. It's a really good song. It's a really good album to just listen to all the way through. Just let it play, you guys, because it'll take you. If you were to ask me which song I would say doesn't need to be on the album, I think people are going to be mad, but I'm going to say it. I don't think Sweet Lies needs to be on this album. I think if you took that out, I think the album would still flow really well. But I'm fine with it being in there. But it's probably my least favorite on the album. But I do like the song. Don't take it as I don't like the song. I just think even though the album flows really well together, it would probably flow even better if Power just went into Coco Bop, or The Eve into Coco Bop into Power. Maybe something like that. But overall, you guys, it's a really great album. I enjoyed it so much. I'm so happy that I purchased this. And I'm also really happy with just this photo book is amazing. It looks beautiful. I mean, the album cover looks great. The guys look fantastic. And I just really liked the style of this. Like I said, it gives me that late 90s, early 2000s iPad touch style. If you guys get what I'm saying there. Just fabulous. And look at the colors, man. It looks beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Again, it's my first review. It might be a little bit all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed it with me. I hope you enjoyed listening to the album with me, if that's what you did. It depends on if you watch this through Patreon or through YouTube. Again, we will have the Patreon up as soon as possible. It might be up while this comes out, it might not be, because we're still trying to work everything out. But like I said, the version of this review on Patreon will have more of the songs inside of the video. It won't on YouTube, but still, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And if you're watching it on Patreon, I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you want more like this, please let me know. If you have any suggestions, let me know too. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry. I tried really hard for this, and I've been anticipating it like crazy. I love you guys. Dreamers, keep on dreaming. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, annyeong.